Maybe happiness isn't the end goal. Maybe what we truly want is an adventure compelling enough to make the struggles worthwhile.
For the wind accelerating to its peak. It's about 17 right now. We have supposed to die down at around 9 to 2 hours. So that will be two just in the next 2 hours. Because it doesn't make sense even to pack up the tent because I think the tent will just fly away.
While I've moved across the world and went on more solo trips than I have group trips, one thing I've yet to try solo was to go on a solo tenting trip. So when the weather was forecasted to be perfect with 4 consecutive days of sun, I knew I had to go out no matter what. This idea of seeking discomfort through doing something I haven't done before alone was a quest to evoke a quiet courage and inner expansion that I wanted to know I could carry myself through something hard for something beautiful. I was also seeking a sense of adventure and hoping to gain creative inspiration. Moreover, the midnight sun season was nearing and I wanted to catch the last few sunsets and sunrises. After reading the book 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals by Oliver Berkman, I felt a sense of urgency in reprioritizing how I spend my day-to-day and to zoom out from being too focused on productivity and spending my time efficiently. I wanted to take simple steps to acknowledge my mortality and feel more alive, to spend time intentionally instead of just productively. So I made plans to borrow gear that I needed: a sleeping bag, sleeping mat, and a tent, as well as outdoor cooking gear. I got supplies for dinner and breakfast, packed everything into my backpack, and got ready to go. Pack with me for a camping trip at the beach with a tent. It's just one night, but we've got our food, then we could do some outdoor cooking, and also borrowed some tent and sleeping pad and sleeping bag to spend the night outdoors. I'm trying not to overpack. Chengya cooked that we borrowed, together with a Coleman gas tank. My friend also very nicely allowed me to pack some waffles, bread as a snack, outdoor cooking. This sounds like a simple trip, but I felt quite a bit of resistance in my mind and took quite some time to get my head into preparing for the adventure. You would think that a camping trip is nothing compared to moving to and setting up your life in a new country, right?
Beach is 12 minutes walk this way. I kind of tried to take a shortcut. I thought if I walked over there, then I didn't have to climb this hill, but I was wrong.
Well, coming from Singapore, camping wildly isn't really part of how I grew up. It's not that it's impossible, it's just not easily accessible. So even now, after years of travel and living abroad, I sometimes catch myself feeling a little behind. It's like I'm still trying to grow into the version of myself that I want to be. Someone who feels grounded and comfortable being in and exploring the outdoors.
That's unreal. It's about, I think, 6 p.m. right now, and sun is at its peak. Well, it's like the 23rd of May. The sun is gonna rise at 2:30 in the morning and set at 12 a.m. It's not gonna be dark at night. Oh, where do I go from here?
When I see people going on intense hikes in crazy weather and putting themselves in uncomfortable situations, I think, why would you do that? And that's coming from a girl who prefers adventures but with a certain level of comfort. But deep down, I get it. We are working towards something that is worth the effort. A view, a story, a version of ourselves that we haven't met yet. It's like having type 2 fun, where an activity is not fun while it's happening, but is fun to remember or talk about later. For example, that one time when I had a concussion when I was snowboarding. That was really type 2 fun. And it's usually viewed through rose-colored lenses with the passing of time.
It was parking lot. Orange. Fancy.
Have you ever heard anyone say that they had a great sleep in a tent outside? Well, yeah, me too. Maybe I haven't gotten the right gear, but for me, tenting experiences are usually uncomfortable. You get too cold to fall asleep, wake up with cold feet, or feel alert because you heard strange sounds coming from outside. but at the end of it, you still enjoy the experience even if you hadn't had a good sleep. That's why maybe happiness is not the ultimate goal. There's beauty in taking imperfect action and trying when we don't know exactly the right ways to go about things. In a bigger slow travel context, taking the leap to move abroad carries the same concept. I didn't want to wake up one day with it all figured out. I dreamt of a different kind of life but had no roadmap. Just questions, a nagging restlessness that I'm not meant to stay where I am in life, and a quiet longing for something more aligned with who I was becoming. Over the past 2+ years, I've lived abroad in 4 countries, solo traveled across continents on unconventional adventures while making pivots in my career path. Even if I get stuck or unsure, I can find comfort that part of the adventure is taking time to figure things out and trusting that I am right where I am supposed to be. A podcast I've heard recently breaks down happiness into 3 micro ingredients. To feel happy, we need enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose. And we need them both in abundance and balance. So let's talk about it.
Just settled in the tent. It's actually 8 p.m. It's unreal. Sun is like so bright. Wow. And just unpacked everything. It's now a mess. Start cooking in a little bit. I am so glad I came out on this trip.
Think about a time when you enjoyed yourself. How does joy and pleasure look like for you? Enjoyment is experiencing pleasure and connection. Pleasure can come from being loving to ourselves and to others, while connection can either be with yourself, with others, or with the environment around you. It's asking yourself, what do I want? Instead of what should I want? And listening to your gut.
So, yes, please. I'm from Singapore. Yeah. This is my first time camping out solo. Thank you. What made you stop and...
I figured. I was just making a comment to my friend.
Yeah?
And she said, no, I don't think it's foreign. I think it's local.
Well, I'm glad
I'm gonna give it a try.
I'm glad I passed off a bit as local.
That's
Yeah.
good. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks for
care
saying
now.
hi.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Sleep tight.
I will try.
Yeah.
Then there's satisfaction. Satisfaction is more fleeting. It's the feeling or reward we get when we work hard towards a goal and achieve it. You can get satisfaction, but you can't keep satisfaction. But we can practice gratitude and wanting and valuing what we already have. The last ingredient is purpose, the process of finding meaning in life and understanding the nature of our souls with going through tough times. I've found that moments where I found purpose is usually when I get to be part of someone else's story, have impact on other people, and connecting with something that is bigger than myself. So to experience happiness, it is not the absence of pain, but to embrace a life that is fully alive with the good and the bad. So maybe happiness is not the ultimate goal. But if you're going to live your life like an adventure, you're gonna have to take some chances. Carrying gratitude for having the opportunity to write a new story, and the grief of letting go of who you were sit side by side. To be thankful for the highlight moments while continuing to march on in the face of challenges and uncertainties. To, in the end, being able to look back and having no regrets on the chances that you have taken. If you've been watching and these stories resonate with you, you can help shape where this channel goes. I will be transparent and put my dream to meet the eligibility to monetize by the end of 2025 so that I can continue pouring time and effort into maintaining this creative endeavor sustainably. So be sure to subscribe, and I would also love to be able to hear what you guys would like to hear more about from my experience of slow traveling and living abroad. So please feel free to comment and let me know. Once again, thank you for being here. Until the next adventure. Bye!